Buddha bless. Talking smack now. You can find me on YouTube. You can find me on Instagram, TeddyBear234. And my man over here, everybody know who it is already. Introduce yourself. Let them know what it is.
Don Mega XL, Unique Conversation, Talking Smack Now, SPD Bud Talk, Unique Conversations. I'm here with my man, Buddha Bless, the Grand Imperial Buddha Bless. We got some today's topic we're going to talk about.
We're going to talk about Gucci, man. We're going to talk about my New York Giants getting their ass whipped. We're going to talk about a few other things going on. These accidents, people robbing and stealing. So we got a few topics, but we're going to drop it like this. You know, Gucci, man, is going through some changes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, been through the mix. He came up, started making that music, and then, you know, he started going through a psychosis period.
Yes.
Which, I mean, I can identify with it because, you know, when you're out here, you don't get proper sleep. You know, you got the drugs and stuff out here, too, that tearing him up. So what's going on is, you know, he came out the closet with what's going on with him, you know, with his wife, too, and, you know, I'm sorry, I'm the funny guy. I'm going to let my man talk, but it reminds me almost like the Robin Givens and Tyson story that
where the woman was
he's
in control.
on medication now, you know, and mental health is serious.
Well,
so maybe he need that. You know, what you think, Don Mega?
Well, what I think personally, I'm just saying this is like my personal thing. Everybody talk about ED, erectile dysfunction, but they don't talk about emotional disturb. There's more people emotional disturbed than erectile dysfunction.
Okay.
Because emotional disturb is unisex. You know what I mean? Because if you, I don't even talk about erectile or sexual or anything like that, but mental state mess with the sexual state. So if I'm emotionally disturbed, I can't be a loving person. You understand? So that's how you know, but everybody...
I know what you're
you know what I mean? Everybody talk about...
If your emotional state is fucked up, and we all go through it, say you got a lady or man, and you ain't fucking feeling it right now. Shit is funny. Your motherfucking shit don't want to go over that way with that person, so the motherfucker hide, basically.
But I'm saying this because we dealing with rap music. Okay. So that's like a sexually charged genre. That's how they label it to us now as we watch Puff Daddy. They saying he emotionally and mentally destroying people. And somebody saying they mentally destroyed or mentally trying to repair.
Emotionally or when we say mentally?
Mentally, emotionally,
okay.
Mentally,
okay.
You know, emotionally,
it all
mentally.
Ties in.
They all tie into one. But, so that's what I'm saying. So when you look at Gucci Mane, everybody's want to say this too. Just like when my cousin first introduced me, like the Gucci Mane and stuff like Gucci Mane, right? Is that don't worry about it. What happened? Sorry, we having technical difficulty. But the whole thing what people don't realize is that hold on, man. Hold on, bro. They gotta go opposite.
Get your shit right.
Oh man, my life ain't right. We talking about Disturbed. This is a Disturbed.
Shit start disturbing.
See, that's why we ain't condemning or throwing a stone at nobody. You know, we ain't. What my mother used to say. You know, we ain't trying to like play nobody in no emotional.
This ain't too
emotional disturbed or mentally disturbed or going through psychosis. We not. Like
we ain't
condemning.
bashing.
We ain't bashing them.
And none of that.
We ain't knocking nobody because we'll knock ourselves.
That's right. And believe it or not, all of us go through some type of mental pressure and mental distress that causes you to be other than yourself. So basically where we going with this is that, you know, I'm not here to bash because I'm dealing with mental mental
I think
issues.
we all do.
And not you got different levels first, brother.
Okay.
You got levels to where you just think a lot and everything is not the way you want it to be. That's a mental issue.
But
because you're thinking a lot.
But also, like I said it numerous times with people, you gotta go to God before you go to your cell phone. You gotta go. You gotta cut anything. Social media is a mental disturbance.
Yes, it is. They're the word to go.
Emotionally disturbed.
Yes.
Because you get some people that see what other people got and say they don't got it. So if I gotta eat oodles and noodles tonight, and you got a Thanksgiving dinner, I'm gonna be emotionally disturbed. It's gonna mess with my emotions.
Yeah.
You know, and people don't realize that is not for you right now. God got a better plan for you. You gotta focus on you. That is why we need to turn to good literature, good books, and keep our mind off of this modern technology of fast information and fast food. Nutrition is another thing too. You could get high and don't eat and mess with your mind.
That's right.
So, you know, it goes into a lot.
Nutrition. You're not getting the right nutrients.
Sleep.
Yeah, everything. So I'm glad that this is a good discussion and topic because it's people out here who's dealing with mental illness who don't even know it. Now let me say this to you. Mm-hmm. In the average, most industries, entertainment, music, sports, a lot of people find themselves having, I gotta go backwards a little bit, apologize. What's happening is that when you come from nothing, which a lot of these people do, and they don't own up to it. Mm-hmm. Some do. Yeah. And you come from nothing and you get something. You ain't really ready, a lot of them, to deal with that. And I keep wondering why I keep seeing entertainers and music industry and people in trouble. It's because they didn't have nothing. And it came too fast. Like just say, for instance, you're doing a podcast or social media stuff, and then the next thing go, bam, it takes off, and you didn't add nothing. You gotta be prepared.
Definitely, 100%.
What you said about the spiritual side of this, you do have to be prepared and seek God, because if you seeking man is going to fail you every time. So you got to have a high power, whatever your high power of your choices, Allah, Buddhism, Christianity. You have to have some type of high power, because it's not something that you see, it's a spirit. So when you dealing with the drugs and the entertainment like Gucci Man's going through, he's on medication, and I'm praying for that brother that, all of that stuff worked for him, because, I went through a mental episode. I lost my wife, and I felt like my world crashed, and I was lost. Through the grace of God and a few good people, I was able to redeem myself and say there's more to life. Because I felt like life wasn't even worth it to me. And guess what? That's a mental issue. That's mental stuff when you feel like, damn, what am I? I'm here. Why am I here? So people act out on mental illness like Gucci Man. At least he went and seeked that help to make his life better. And he must have a great woman by his side.
Yes.
Because she's there with him talking and discussing like what they had to do.
She didn't give up. She didn't give up.
Yeah, and what they had, because he was lashing out at people, and I'm glad that man went and recognized it, because he would have wound up in the pen in the can, and he got stuff pending and stuff, but it could have been worse. Don Mega XL, it could have been worse, because if you don't seek that help, we all don't think we have a problem. Think about it.
It's always a problem. That's why I tell individuals on here, go to God first. Your first fruit supposed to be to God. It's all mental. When you get up in the morning, I ain't telling you what to do, but I'm trying to suggest, pray to God first before you deal with anybody. Your vision should be clearer. It's gonna get clearer. It probably don't happen in the beginning, but then when you recollect at the end of the day, you're going to say, thank God I went to God today, because I could have got caught up. So, spiritually, I think everybody need to seek that first. And I'm not saying what you don't do, but I don't recommend Nobody gonna know God more than you. I don't. I'm gonna speak for me. I don't go to somebody and ask them questions about God. I go to God myself. You know what I'm saying? And if I go to a house of worship or things like that, I know who I am. And I keep who I am. Because ain't no convincing me. Because people get wrapped up in religion. And they emotionally, mentally trigger you or get you into something where you think it's fascinating and you get lost. So I speak for the individual within yourself. That's how I do it.
And real quick, for me to elaborate on that before I go back to this major point I want to make, people, is you see what Don Mega XL said? Let me say this to you. This is why I keep saying that I don't follow man. Now you see what he said in his major, because the church, right? And I don't want to turn this into a spiritual thing, but if you really do your homework, everything's going to tie back down to following your higher power, trust me. But you see the church, people get wrapped up and they follow man, woman, whoever's behind the pulpit, and this is for anybody who wants to hear it, because this is real. And then if you following the person, this is where people get sidetracked. And now this preacher or whatever says, oh, you got to send me this, you got to send me this, and then you get swindled. So that's why I don't follow man, human. I follow the spirit. And now I'm going right back to where I'm going to take this is why I tell all the people from experience, strength, and hope is that you can want everything. Everything's not for you. You gotta be careful if you run into money and things start happening good for you, because that devil's always there. Gotta add that.
That's a spirit too.
That's right. But some people ain't ready. Then you get into the fast life. I know people personally who have got a lot of money. They started messing with the pill game, this, that, and now, you know, fentanyl and all the other shit is out there. A lot of entertainers is into the drug life, and a lot of them are coming out and talking about it now. Right, Don Mega XL, we hearing it. So, you know, like Gucci, he's saying, I did the pills, I did this, I did that. But guess what I love about it all, people? Gucci Man said, I need help. And he went and got that help. And this is what life should be better. Hopefully everything works well.
Let me elaborate on that too. I understand, hear me out. We all getting older.
Yes.
You could be 1 year old, you turn into 18 months, 24 months, how the mothers label the child age, whatever. We all getting older. The body is not the same. So if you got, like as an entertainer, you know, sports, whatever may have you, they got 30 days of shows, hours and hours of performance. They not getting sleep.
Oh, wow.
So you need stuff that's going to keep you up, and that's where they turn to certain narcotics. Because naturally the body can't stay up 20 hours like
by
this
itself.
By itself. Things go wrong in the show. Because we deal with DJing, we deal with audio visual, vehicles, life, everything work as a machine.
Cars, anything we deal with it.
Nothing happen in exact time. So if you gotta come out there and perform, you beating on your body, you're not eating, you're not sleeping, and guess what somebody gonna do? Take this. This is gonna keep you up. Take this. This gonna help with that.
Pressure.
Take this. This gonna do with that. You cannot satisfy the people. So this is going into contracts and obligations too.
Oh,
because
this is deep.
You would have to slow down the contracts and certain obligations that you have, because you got to deal with your mental health, your physical health, and spiritual health. So that is another room where people got to negotiate contracts. So, and you know Big Brother don't want to hear that, because you just a dollar sign. You just a number.
Nobody want to lose that dollar, so they're going to keep constantly pushing you. And that is why I said what I said. I don't follow man, because people will push you over the edge just for their own personal gain. And in that entertainment industry, what people don't realize is parents, you got young kids too that's coming through that entertainment industry. You got actors, you got this, that, childhood actors and stuff. And I noticed back in the days, a lot of them like Todd got, certain names. I don't even want to say names because, God bless they people's souls, but I'm going to say people know that, you had entertainers that were dying young and strung out on the drugs and lost it all because of bad guidance. One, you wasn't following somebody. You can't follow man that's gonna take you to your death,
take you to hell.
So at the end, I'm saying it, and it bothers me because I've seen a lot of bad, good people go down. And I'm thankful that Gucci Mane has followed the route to try to seek help, because that's the first step, admitting I have a problem. Right?
Fact.
That's the first step. So, and all in all, brother, my brother right here.
It's the brother
we
right
see
here.
a lot of shit stuff that goes on, people, but at the end of the day, no matter what goes on with my life hasn't been perfect. I struggle still today. But what goes on with my life is I get up, I give God thanks for waking me up every morning, and then I follow my day, and I live every day like it's my last day, y'all. Because tomorrow's not promised. So today, if I want to go buy a shirt that I saw, I go do it. If I want to go eat the restaurant, I do it. So basically, I'm going here to end my part of this. I know people are listening because we talking real stuff. Is when a lot of y'all that's out there that know me, you're going to get famous. You're famous now.
Already.
You're somebody.
Always been.
But you're going to get to a point to where you got to make a decision between yes and no. Should I or shouldn't I? Just make the right decision and know that consequences come when we make bad decisions. I'm a testament of that. I've been locked up. I know what it feels like, freedom to be gone. So I've been on that side. So I'm not just talking it. So, we got to make decisions. Make good decisions, healthy decisions.
And another thing I'm going to say before we about to close out?
Yeah, we got to move on.
Okay, before I close out, another thing I'm going to say, we all got a past. You might see me, or people know me from the past. They know me in a different light. Now they see me in the present time. Certain things in the past will catch up to you. You gotta be willing to accept it, and you gotta ask God for forgiveness, and you'll be better in that situation of handling it. Cause I keep it real. My slate is not clean, but I thank God I'm able to correct it. So that's all I gotta say.
People, we're gonna end it like this for this episode. Is you are loved. People do change. And if we're fortunate, we live another day. And with that, we out of here.
One love. Peace.